4 words for you. Thomas Markle, My Story. Did you watch that documentary on Channel 5 last night? If you're not in the UK, I will try and find some YouTube clips of that documentary and link it below this video. Hello, by the way, my name's Veena V and welcome to the Sussex Way. I'm the host of the Sussex Way Podcast. And before I get any further in this video and discuss that documentary and some things that Thomas said that I was just a bit like, I need to come through the screen and just talk to you. Before we discuss that, I do want to re-emphasize that the Sussex Way podcast, this isn't a like a step-by-step commentary on what the couple are doing. This isn't a podcast to get the latest news about the Sussexes. I set up this podcast because I was just so frustrated with all these topics that Meghan and Harry are highlighting, like mental health, like racism, like marrying into a family that are a completely different culture and background, even things like relocating to the UK. I was been speaking to a few people actually that have relocated to the United Kingdom, and because I was born and bred here, I forgot that, you know, when people even move to the UK, even though we may talk the same language as other countries, especially America, there's still certain things that you need to adapt to. So this podcast was set up of pure frustration about all these topics that, you know, everyone has the opportunity to talk about now, and everyone still wants to focus on the showbiz element of stuff, and this podcast isn't that. So if you are here thinking this is kind of like the ins and outs of what's going on, it's not. I don't know the ins and outs of everything. We've had some guests on this podcast that are brilliant and they know everything about the Sussexes. I'll link a video up here, actually, and I'll link it below when that episode does come out, because the lady we've got on the show, oh my God, she knows everything about them. But anyway, yeah, this, like I said, I just want to shine light on these taboo topics and hopefully help you through your own struggles and challenges in life, okay? If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel yet, make sure you do. The link should be below here. And I'm going to keep up with this YouTube channel because I was just putting the podcast episodes on here and I thought, well, hold on, a lot of people seem to be like watching or listening to these episodes, so I thought I'd do this video for you exclusively on this YouTube channel. So let's talk about this Thomas Markle, My Story documentary then. There's a few things I want to pick up on, and I wrote this down because I don't want to misquote what Thomas Markle said. Now, if you haven't watched it yet, he was basically just saying his side of the story, what has really happened, because if you are like going on these news sites or even watching certain bits of the news, you're never gonna get the full story. I mean, even in this documentary last night, even though it's Thomas Markle's words, you still don't know the full story because there isn't 2 sides of every story. I believe there's like 3 sides of every story. There's the person that's telling you their side, the other person that's telling you their side, and there's always another story which is a kind of combination of both of their stories put together. So you're never going to get the full story. So having said that, like I said, if you're kind of reading what's been going on, and I know you know this already, I don't need to tell you, but it's never the full story, is it? And this documentary was basically Thomas's version of what has gone on. I was quite surprised because I thought Prince Harry had never spoken to Thomas on the phone. And that's, again, because I had read some articles in the past and that was all a lie. So Thomas and Harry have spoken in the past before, and he mentioned it multiple times, how they have spoken. Now, I don't know how long the conversations were. Maybe there were very little conversations, but that's kind of one fact, that they have spoken on the phone. But something Thomas said, and I was just like, oh, I feel I need to come and talk to you through the screen and say something, is he said, the royal family owe me, Harry owes me, and Meghan owes me. Now, nobody owes anyone anything, even if you're going through your life even if you're going through something in your life at the moment and you think someone at work owes you something or your mum owes you something, nobody owes us anything. They really don't. And when he said that, I just thought, you can't control the external, but you can control how you react to things. So even if, and remember, this isn't a commentary on what is going on within the royal family, but even if the royal family or Meghan and Harry have treated Thomas Markle in a certain way, of course you're going to feel pain and hurt. But you can't control other people. But Thomas can control how he's responding to that. And I've been in a situation where I have been hurt many times in the past before, but you can't control what has happened. That's all the external, but you can control the internal and how you react to something. So when he said, how the royal family and Harry and Meghan owe him, even if they have hurt him, they don't owe him anything. As people, nobody owes us anything. We've got to step away from this. The world owes us something, because the world owes us nothing. I've got a son, and he's 11 years old, and even though I'm a single mum and I do everything for him, I have to make money, I've got to pay our mortgage, I've got to pay for all the bills, I've got to do the school run every single day, and I'm basically doing 2 jobs, the mum and the dad role in one. But I would never expect my son, as he got older, to do anything for me, because I'm his mum, and that's my choice to do things for him, because he is my son and I want to do everything I'm doing for him. But the whole message of what I'm trying to say is, you can never expect to do something for someone and then for them to return the favour and do something for you. Because something, again, that Thomas Markle said in the documentary is that he said, I've always looked after Meghan, and, it's her turn to look after me now. Now, again, I don't want to misquote anything. He did say that Meghan said that she would look after him as he got older. So he was kind of responding to that and saying, that Meghan should be looking after me now. But again, we can't, just because it's like when you give a present to someone. If I give a present to someone, I'm giving it to them out of love, and because I want to give them a present. I would never, ever expect them to give me a present back, because that's not what giving is about. Giving is about giving from the goodness of your heart. So when he did say about the royal family owing him and Harry and Meghan owing him, I just thought, they don't. The only other way I can interpret that is that, again, I can imagine that if he feels really alone, because the closest person to him is Meghan. So if he's feeling really alone and isolated now, maybe he just miscommunicated what he was saying. Again, I'm not putting words in his mouth. I don't know him. I don't know the full scale of this situation, but maybe he just felt in terms of they should have been looking after him more. And again, this is the debate maybe within the royal family, that, maybe they should have been there more for him and supported him. But, that's just me saying what maybe he should have said. The other thing he said, and this was towards the end of the documentary, and he said that he thinks Meghan and Harry have turned into lost souls. He thinks that they don't know what they're looking for. And again, when he said that, I was thinking, but do you know what? A lot of people in life don't know what they're looking for. So that's not a bad thing. I know it can cause frustration and confusement for a lot of people, but so many people in life, we kind of coast along. I call it coasters. Well, a lot of people are coasters, where you're just coasting through life, you're getting through life, you're surviving life, but you're not thriving. And life is all about thriving forward. I always say this, and I know Meghan said this in a documentary as well, is life isn't about surviving, it's about thriving. So if they are lost and they don't know what they're looking for, like Thomas says, that's normal, because so many of people in life, they are lost as well. And I don't know, please comment below this video and let me know, have you ever felt lost in life? You don't know where you're going, you don't know what you're doing? Because I really think that this is a normal thing to go through. And that's why as well, actually, I've put together this free like mini video course for you. So if you want to download that, I'll leave the link below, and a link should pop up now. That's called your free Thrive Guide mini course. But in that course, I kind of talk about 5 powerful ways on how to transform your life starting today. And one of those ways is finding your passion. Now, in terms of finding your passion and finding your purpose, you've got to go out there. Other people may think you are a bit lost because if you're trying all these different things, but the fact of the matter is, if you don't go and try different things, you're never going to know what your passion and what your purpose is. So, I mean, even for me, I do so many different things in my life now because I'm still trying to find all the different things that make me feel happy, that make me feel fulfilled, that makes my life thrive, because I'm all about thriving forward. So many things have happened in the past, but we can't focus on what's happened in the past. We've got to really focus on the present and focus on changing our future as well. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I don't know if I'm going to do any more videos like this because this is a channel where I just upload all the podcast episodes. But if you did enjoy this, do let me know below. And yeah, this is something new I'm trying at the moment. I just wanted to do this podcast, like I said, out of frustration. And hopefully in the process, it will just help one person. That is my aim. As long as this podcast helps one person and something in their life, whether it's to do with depression, getting through a divorce, just seeing things differently, maybe you can start thriving in your life now, then I've done my job. But thank you so much for watching. I'll leave relevant links below to other resources that you can check out as well. I'll leave the link below to that Thrive course as well. It's free, so make sure you go and download that and do subscribe to the channel. In the next video, we are going to be talking about, will Meghan and Harry release a tell-all book on the royal family? And also, if you're interested in becoming an author, I really believe that we all have a book within us. So if you want to start writing your own book, the next episode is for you. So do subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on that episode. We're talking about how you can become an author and self-publish your own book.